Hey everyone, this is Judith with another video. For those who don't know me, I'm certified in multidimensional transformation by the twin flame couple Jill Miller and Remy Tevierge from twinflamehealers.com. You can check them out if you want. And there's also a new channel called quantumunion.com. Yeah, so I show up for you to help you navigate your journey. And if you choose to work with me, you find everything you need to know in the description box below. Yeah, let's jump in. Today it's everything about letting love in. I've already talked about the two crucial things, in my opinion, that we have to master, right? One is that the first thing that I talked about in the last video, you can check that out if you haven't already. It's hate of self. We hate ourselves. We have at a certain point in our lives, usually early on in our childhood, we have agreed with other people that we are not lovable, right? And the second thing that we have to master and to resolve and clear is fear of letting love in, really. We have a big wall up, right? And first we do not really realize that we have this wall, but then little by little we can see that. And so all the mechanisms that we develop, the coping mechanisms to not recognize this wall, come up step by step. Right? I'm talking about things like, for example, addictions, right? And we can be addicted to people, places, and things, right? Substances. We're not talking about only about drugs. We're talking, you can be addicted to gaming, you can be addicted to eating, can be addicted to shopping, can be addicted to many things, right? And those are all coping mechanisms so that we don't have to feel our wounds. But what we want to do on our journeys is to feel those wounds. That's what we're up to, right? And I help you with this. And what is very, very important in the twin flame work is that you keep going and that you really show up for yourself each and every day, right? And just see and acknowledge what comes up. Nothing is really wrong. Yeah, that's also what I'm trying to do here on YouTube, just to show up for you so that you can show up for yourself, right? To inspire you a little bit and help you out with some tools and some knowledge. So yeah, usually when we are afraid of love, there are different reasons, but one reason can be that we have not experienced love, right? And what would that look like to not have experienced love? Would that mean that our family hates us? No. This would be very radical, and for some of us this might be true, that they've been given away by their parents to adoption or whatever, but those are really like, this is not the usual something that is happening to everyone, right? So, but what happens usually when for example, with the first children, is that we are not really wanted. So our parents all of a sudden discover the woman is pregnant, right? And they don't want that at that point in their lives. So this is not about rejecting you as a person, but it feels to you, it feels like this. So this would be an example for what could happen to you in the womb. Maybe your mother even trying to abort you or thinking about aborting you, things like that. They have an impact on the fetus, right? And on our soul and how we feel in relation to being loved and to being welcome on the planet in this life. And the thing is that we buy into those things, right? Also later on, when maybe the parents are divorcing, or it's also sometimes with siblings, that you have an elder sibling and this sibling is jealous, and so you also can have the feeling that you are not welcome. You feel this jealousy and the rejection, the hatred, right? So there are all kinds of things where we cannot blame anyone, but it just made us feel that way. And this is important for us to find out, and it's important for us to find those places where we have been rejected, where we have been, hate is too much, but we could also have been rejected by the family, right? For example, when the grandparents are not happy with the choices that their daughter or son have made. And this is also kind of a rejection. The child is then not welcome. You can imagine, right? So some of this might apply to you. You can think what is true for you, how it has been for you and your family. And what we do with those wounds is that we agree. So we feel this rejection, and what we do is not, we don't put it on the other person because we're just small, right? We cannot reflect. So we just agree that we are not lovable, right? And so then our soul is always like expecting this love. But because we have never experienced it, we've not received it. In fact, when we would experience love, we would crumble. It would be so overwhelming, right? So this is also the wall that we have in relation to our twin flame who actually wants to give this love to us, maybe not consciously, but at a soul level. This love is there for us, but only if we open up and are able to receive it, to let this love in, right? To be vulnerable, and we are really vulnerable at that point. So this is a process then, right? Because we cannot open up. It would be too much, would be overwhelming. And same for our twin, right? It's a process for both of us. But you can imagine that, for example, one holds like a bowl filled with water, and the other one holds a bowl that is empty. Now, if one wants to like pour this water into the other bowl, and the bowl is closed, then that's not working, right? We have to open up, and then automatically this would balance and fill both bowls equally. I don't know if this is a good example, but really it's if you open up, then it's like something, the love pours in automatically. You don't have to do anything to anything other than to open up, basically, to love. And how do you do that? Well, it's first what I said in the other video, opening up to loving yourself, yeah, and then also opening up to letting in love, and this is usually the love from the divine. So the divine gives you so many things, so just notice them and be always in appreciation for all of those things that you receive. And you are able to receive a great deal. That's why you're here and you're still alive, right? So you're already receiving from the divine, and you just open up more and more each and every day by clearing blocks. And by setting the intention and by asking for help, right? Please help me to open up more fully. Yeah, you ask the universe, you ask God, you ask the divine, so it doesn't matter how you call that. And you will always receive the help then. The answer is always there for you. So don't hesitate and use that as a tool to ask. Ask and you shall receive. That's so true, right? So yeah, opening up, um, and the wounds not being welcome and being rejected also comes with a lot of shame. So here I also want to help you out with a little something that I am doing. And this is calling upon the Ascended Master Saint-Germain, the violet flame. So the violet flame clears shame really in a wonderful way. You just have to imagine to be in this violet flame, to be sitting in this violet flame. So we want to settle in now, be in our heart space, and ask Saint-Germain, please, for the violet flame to clear shame, especially in relation to any wounds that we've received in our childhood, to clear shame in relation to being unwanted, to clear shame for our ancestry, the ancestral line, to clear shame that we've brought about from other lifetimes, and to please clear that on all levels. Clear for the inner child, clear on the heart chakra level, clear for our inner male and inner female, and do the same for our divine counterpart, please. So, I hope you've enjoyed this little piece. You can go back and repeat that. And then, of course, like try a little bit, experiment on your own to work with the violet flame. You can Google it and see what other people suggest. There is, for example, also a whole little booklet with prayers about the violet flame. If you want to do something like this, it's always very, very powerful to work with the violet flame, if you resonate with that, right? So yeah, those things are complex, right? So it's not only our childhood wound and us being rejected, but it's us maybe having been rejected lifetime after lifetime, and we bring this wound with us when we incarnate. It's also that our ancestry might hold this wound, and we've come here, and this is part of our mission to clear that. And of course, we are also part of a soul family, and this might also be a pattern for the soul family. And the thing is, why do we need to clear that? Well, if we clear it in this larger, broader context, then we open ourselves up to healing. In fact, if there is, for example, an issue in the soul family, and we are not like clearing that, we would not be able to clear this issue on the level of our personality, right? It's not only about us and our lives. It's often broader. And even some issues we have come here, we have agreed to clear those for the collective. So yeah, that's not simplistic, right? It's complex, and it takes a little bit of time and dedication, but actually when you pinpoint the issues to clear them, that's done quickly, right? So it's just about like finding out how to pinpoint those issues. I can, of course, help you with that. So if you're stuck in any place, don't hesitate to reach out. And what it's all about really is to feel our feelings. I will be talking about this. It's always a little bit about the same things, but to feel our feelings, that's just, I want to help you that you are able to feel your feelings, because often when we are shut down, when we are traumatized, then this is, the result is often that we cannot feel our feelings, and we're just, what we feel might be very wishy-washy and vague. and we also might feel other things instead to cover those the real things up, right? But we have to like yeah, we have to find a way to love ourselves enough to be willing to look at what is, right? To acknowledge what is and to feel our feelings, and then to clear them and resolve them. And it's not about pushing them away, right? The first step would always be to acknowledge them and to resolve them with love, right? Because what we when you think of your inner child that has been rejected at some point, maybe in the womb or maybe after birth, and what would this little child need? Love, of course, right? It's always the same. So yeah, this love, letting love in, can be very scary, and we have to be patient with us. Compassion, right? compassion with us, with ourselves. And little by little, allowing love in. So I wish you lots of love today. Watch out where love shows up in your life, and allow this love in. Allow yourself to feel good, because there is nothing wrong with feeling good, really. Yeah, have a beautiful day, and I see you in the next video. Bye for now.